So, here is how much Liam Neeson made throughout his career. You'll be amazed. Excalibur, 1981. Right, so this was Liam's first really noticeable gig. The budget was $11 million and the movie grossed around $35 million at the box office, which was kind of decent for the time, so we'll call it an average success. He earned $35,000, enough to pay rent and grab a pint or two. Craw, 1983. His second movie was Craw and made somewhere in the ballpark of $16 million at box office, which, wasn't great. The budget for the movie was $37 million, so Liam's paycheck stayed in the small range. Still not star money, around $40,000. Craw is mostly remembered as a flop, though it has this cult following nowadays. The Bounty, 1984. So, The Bounty took in roughly $26.9 million in the US, but it wasn't exactly a huge global smash. The budget was $25 million to make. Liam's role was still supporting, so you could bet he wasn't raking in big bucks. He took home around $65,000. The overall movie performance? Kind of a minor performer at the box office. The Mission, 1986. Alright, Liam had a smaller part here, and the film earned around $25 million in the US box office with a budget of $20.8 million. He wouldn't have made a fortune, just a solid supporting paycheck with just $70,000. Critically loved, but financially just break even. Suspect, 1987. This courtroom thriller earned around $18.8 million domestically. Decent, not amazing. The budget was around $14.5 million, so not that high. Liam's paycheck was probably creeping up a bit, but still under $1 million, at around $125,000. I'd say it was a mild success, but nothing groundbreaking. Next we have The Deadpool, 1988. The movie made about $37 million worldwide with a budget of only $31 million. It was okay for a Dirty Harry flick, but not a blockbuster. He had a minor role, so the salary was like a small supporting fee at around $130,000, probably an average performer. Next, we have Darkman, 1990. Darkman was a cult hit, pulling in about $49 million worldwide on a smaller budget of just $14 million. Neeson's paycheck was around $1 million, and it was his first real leading man role. Overall, I'd call it a decent success. Maybe an average earner, but it boosted his name. Under Suspicion, 1991. This was a smaller British thriller, so the box office was, not massive. With a budget of only $6 million and a return of $660,000, Liam's pay was moderate. Definitely not the millions yet. He took home around $500,000. Let's label it a flop. Shining Through, 1992. So, Shining Through from 1992 had a budget of around $33 million and pulled in about $43.8 million. So, it wasn't exactly a huge smash, more like a marginal success. At least it made back its cost, right? Liam reportedly got about $1.1 million for his supporting role, which was decent money back then. Critics were kind of mixed on the film, so overall, I'd call it just okay at the box office. Husbands and Wives, 1992. This Woody Allen flick made about $10 million domestically with a budget of $20 million. Liam's pay was more about prestige than a big check at around $600,000. I'd say it was total flop. Schindler's List, 1993. Now here's the game changer. The film made over $320 million worldwide, a huge prestige blockbuster. The budget was around $22 million. Neeson's salary was maybe around $3 million, which was decent for a serious historical drama. And the movie was obviously a massive success, both critically and commercially. Nell, 1994. This brought in over $100 million worldwide, solid for a character-driven drama. The budget was $24.5 million, and Liam likely got $4.5 million for it. It's considered a hit, especially for a drama in that era. Rob Roy, 1995, earned around $58 million on a budget of $28 million, kind of an okay result, not huge. Liam's paycheck might have been around $2 million. I'd label it an average earner, though it's fondly remembered. Michael Collins, 1996, came in at $28 million worldwide, which was underwhelming for its budget of $25 million. Liam's pay was around the $1.5 million mark. Critics loved it, but financially, kind of flopped. Les Miserables, 1998. This adaptation earned around $14 million in the US with a budget of $27.5 million. Liam's salary would have been in the low millions, $1.3 million, I guess. Not exactly lighting the box office on fire, so call it a flop. Next, we have Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, 1999, huge earner at over $1 billion worldwide, total blockbuster. Liam's rumored salary was around $9.5 million, plus some merchandising perks maybe. Definitely an all-time titan in terms of box office, even if fan opinions are mixed. The Haunting, 1999. This horror remake made around $177 million off an $80 million budget. Liam's take-home was around $2 million. He was climbing the pay scale. Not a runaway smash, but not a bomb either. We'll call it average semi-hit. Gun Shy, 2000. That one didn't make much noise at the box office, only $3 million income with a $14 million budget. Liam's pay wasn't super high, it was at around $1 million. Overall, yeah, it pretty much flopped. K-19, The Widowmaker, 2002. Cost around $100 million to make, but only made about $65 million at the box office. Liam likely earned around $3 million, but the movie itself was a bomb. Big risk, not much reward. Gangs of New York, 2002. Raked in around $193 million worldwide with a budget of $100 million, an ensemble epic. So not a huge smash, but still respectable. Liam's role was smaller, so he took home around $2 million. Let's call it an average performer, overshadowed by Oscar buzz. Love Actually, 2003. Globally took in around $250 million. So that's a bona fide rom-com hit with a budget of $40 million. Liam was part of the ensemble, so pay wasn't sky high, likely $700,000. Definitely a blockbuster in the holiday rom-com space. Kinsey, 2004. Kinsey made just under $17 million worldwide, so not a blockbuster with a budget of $11 million. Liam took a pay cut for the prestige factor, but it's more of an awards-friendly film, around $1 million. So commercially a mild flop, critically acclaimed. Batman Begins, 2005. Brought in about $374 million worldwide, kicking off Nolan's Batman trilogy with a budget of $150 million. Liam had a major supporting role. The pay was around $2 million. That's a blockbuster success, no doubt. Kingdom of Heaven, 2005. Earned about $218 million on a hefty budget of $130 million. Liam's pay was in the low millions, around $2.1 million for a supporting role. Not a complete disaster, but it was labeled a flop in theaters, though the director's cut is beloved. Breakfast on Pluto, 2005. This is a smaller indie, so box office was, modest at best at around $3.9 million, and the budget was way higher at $8 million. Liam's salary wouldn't have been big, likely a passion project, but he still managed to get $1.1 million. We'd call it a flop commercially, even if it's got its fans. Taken, 2008. Taken was a surprise smash that pulled in about $226 million on a budget of around $25 million. Liam reportedly got around $1 million up front, and then it changed everything for him, totaling $11 million in his pocket. Total blockbuster, no question. The Other Man, 2008. Barely registered $1.6 million at the box office with a budget of $5 million, so probably a flop. Liam didn't earn huge money for this one, just around $800,000. But hey, it's more of a smaller drama. 5 Minutes of Heaven, 2009. This was a TV release in some regions, theatrical in others, so box office data is fuzzy. It had a budget of $5 million and a return of just $1.6 million. Liam's paycheck was modest, as it's a smaller scale film at around $800,000. It's definitely not a box office banger. Chloe, 2009. Pulled in around $13 million worldwide, so not exactly huge, and the budget was close to $14 million. Liam's salary was respectable, but not massive, still capitalizing on his new star status at $2.3 million. Box office-wise, it's more of a flop. Afterlife, 2009. Only did about $2.5 million at the box office with a budget of $4.5 million. Liam's paycheck would have been modest, around $1 million. Again, more of a psychological thriller than a blockbuster. Ended up a flop. Clash of the Titans, 2010. Earned about $493.2 million on a $120 million budget. Kinda borderline. Liam reportedly got around $5 million for the role. We'll call it an average performer, didn't become the big franchise they'd hoped.